Today I'm going to make my predictions for this weekend's race at the Talladega Super Speedway. Talladega is a 2.66 mile track, and quite frankly, anybody can win here. And before I go any further, I want to add that I am doing a Pick 5 contest for this weekend's race. And for many of y'all that don't know how a Pick 5 contest works, it's pretty easy, I guess you could say. All you got to do is go down to the comment section down below and type in who you think is going to finish in the top 5. And if you get 5 for 5 correct, you get an autographed hero card. If you go 4 for 5, you get an unsigned hero card. But you're still going to win something if you get 4 out of 5 above. But you never know, it might cut you a deal. But let's get started.
Ryan Priest, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
The last 5 Talladega spring races has been pretty much dominated by the Ford camp. Ford winning 60% of the last 5 races there. But in 2019, though, Chase Elliott held off a hard-charging Alex Bowman on the final lap before Kyle Larson and Jeffrey Earnhardt and William Byron got into that wreck where it sent Larson upside down. I'm not too sure if Chase Elliott would have held on to that lead. Alex Bowman was riding high on momentum at that point in time. But Chase Elliott won in 2019. And in 2018, Joey Logano won the race. And in 2017, you saw Ricky Stenhouse Jr. sit on the pole for this race. Not only he did that, but he led a lot of laps and avoided the big one where he saw AJ Allmendinger and Chase Elliott go over and somehow managed to get through the hat, like I said, and got up front and won the race. It was a great finish. He held off a hard-charging Kyle Busch and Jamie McMurray. But in 2016, Brad Keselowski won the race. Brad Keselowski, that was not given to him, I guess you could say. You saw so many big ones during that race, and he had to stay up front because that's a safe place, staying up front, because it's going to wreck behind you. You saw Chris Buescher early in that race go over and over. And then later on, you see the big one where it takes out a ton of drivers in turn 1. And then later on, you see Matt Kenseth flip. A lot of top drivers were knocked out of that race due to the big one. But Brad Keselowski still managed to hold off a hard-charging Kyle Busch and a hard-charging Austin Dillon to win that race. And in 2015, Dale Earnhardt Jr. won this race, finishing first, and Jimmy Johnson was up there, and Ryan Blaney was running top 3 for the last so many laps. I'm not too sure how he ended up there. I know he did not end up third because he made an aggressive move, but still, that got a lot of people's attention when Blaney was running up front that race, and look at him now. Pretty good. But those are your last 5 winners, 9, 22, 17, 2, and 88. But let's get into the race picks. My top 5 for this weekend's race is going to be based off of facts and I guess you could say somewhat momentum. But here you go. Like I said, over here in first place, I got the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. sat on the pole for this past year's Daytona 500, led the first dozen laps or so, and quite frankly, did not hear his name in the top of the leaderboard after that happened. But you know what? I think he's going to come back to this weekend at Talladega and lead a lot of laps and contend for the win. And you never know, he might win it. But in second place, I got the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin is coming off his 3rd win of the season at the Homestead Miami Speedway. So I expect him to have a big day at Talladega. Maybe get a lot of stage points. Who knows? But I got him finishing 2nd. But in 3rd place, I got the 11th place finisher at this past weekend's race at the Homestead Miami Speedway, which is the 14 of Clint Bowyer. Clint Bowyer has been up and down this past couple of weeks. Quite frankly, this whole season. Daytona started off with his 6th place finish, went to Vegas. The West Coast swing was just a nightmare. He ended off in Phoenix with a top 5, which was a big momentum booster, I guess you could say. Ouch. But because he had Atlanta and Bristol, Richmond a couple weeks after Texas coming up, and those are good tracks for him. But when it came back to Darlington, it just ruined everything. The first race at least. And second race, he won 2 stages. And it's been up and down. After Bristol, you haven't really heard much from Clint Bowyer. He's been irrelevant. Atlanta, one of the tracks he's been good at in the past. Led it for so many laps, I guess you can say, and tire issues came into effect and ended his day. Martinsville, he had a dead battery. And Homestead, he just never had the grip, I guess you can say. I just listened to his radio. But I think he bounces back for a top 5 finish, which a top 10 will be good for that team regardless. But in 4th place, I got the 24th William Byron. William Byron is coming off a impressive Homestead performance, finishing inside the top 10. So I think some of this momentum carries over to this weekend's race. Hendrick Motorsports has usually been good at these plate tracks, so I think Byron might be one of the leaders of the Hendrick group this weekend. But finishing in 5th place, I got the 20th Eric Jones. Eric Jones sponsored this weekend Sports Clips. I'm not basing this, I'm not like putting Eric Jones up here just because he's usually good at plate tracks, which he really is. But you gotta think about it. Eric Jones Sports Clips he sponsored them during the Bojangles Southern 500 last year. He won that race and he won the Clash this year with that. So he's obviously gonna finish high up there in the leaderboard. It's just funny. But I got Eric Jones finishing 5th. Anything can happen. But my dark horse, though, this one's going to catch a lot of attention. But it is going to be the 13 of Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon is a underrated driver, I guess you can say. He only won one race in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, which that was at the Brickyard 300 or 250, I guess you can say, in 2014. Great race there. But Ty Dillon, though, I think he's going to be a dark horse to watch for this weekend. You never know. He can win the race. And that's the great thing about Talladega. The people you see racing in the back of the pack on average weekends, you might see them contending for this weekend's race for the win. You saw what Justin Haley did last year in the 77 Spire Motorsports car, where he stayed in the back the whole day. And when that big one happened, he got up front, got the track position, and a couple of cars decided to pit, and he decided to stay out, and rain came, and the race never restarted, and he won it. So track position's key. Early on, you might want to play it safe, but you never know. You might see a couple names up there that might catch you off guard for this weekend's race at Talladega. But remember, everybody, please like and subscribe.